Hey guys, my name is Elena, I'm a graphic designer and welcome to my graphic design channel. And today I'm going to show you how to draw that tasty hamburger in Adobe Illustrator. And if you're interested, please keep watching. Now you see the size of my workspace, and now you see the colors which I'm going to use in my tutorial. And if you want to take a closer look at the design and to download an original AI file with colors, you can do it on my Patreon page. The link will be below this tutorial. And now let's start the tutorial. Well guys, my workspace is ready and my colors are already in the swatches panel. And now let's start to draw. Let's take this color and rectangle tool, hold shift and draw the square. Okay. Now let's draw the main shapes of our hamburger. At first, let's take any brown color, let it be this one, and now rectangle tool. And now let's create the rectangle 528 to 136. Okay. Let's move it here. Now let's take direct selection tool, select these two corners, and we need to write here 100. Okay. Effect, warp, and arc lower. And here we need horizontal and 6%. Preview. Okay. Object, expand appearance. Now let's continue. Let's take now that color for a while and rectangle tool, and let's create rectangle 577 to 53. Okay. And put here. Now take direct selection tool and select these two corners and round them, I think, like this. Okay. Now let's move it a little down. Okay, effect, warp, bulge, and here 7. Preview. Okay. Object, expand appearance. Now let's take this color for the cheese and pen tool, and let's start to draw cheese here in the middle and a little down. First point. Now here the second. Hold and drag it around this line. Move a little up. Now here. Again hold and drag to create the shape like this. Now take this point, move down, and now close the path and hold and drag to round this shape. Okay. Now direct selection tool, and we need to select these 2 points and round them, and the same here, and select this one and a little around the corner. Okay guys, Now let's create the green salad. Let's take again rectangle tool and create rectangle 562 to 58. Okay, put it here. Now direct selection tool. These corners we need to round like this, and these two just a little, like that. Okay, now let's select the shape and go to Effect, Warp, and Arc Lover, and here 7% preview. Okay, Object, Expand Appearance. Now let's draw the tomatoes. Take pink color and rectangle tool, and let's create the rectangle 270 to 27. Okay, move here, but let's move, I think, salad up and this down. Okay, now send the salad to front and take this shape, Effect, Warp, and Arc. I need here 16, minus 16% preview. Okay, Object, Expand Appearance. Now direct selection tool, and we need to select these two corners and round them like that. Okay, now let's take light pink color and ellipse tool and draw here the ellipse like this, and we need to fix here. We need the corner of the shape was matched with the rectangle. Okay, now let's select these two shapes, rotate them like that. I think move here and this shape a little down. Select these two shapes, transform, now transform, and vertical copy, reflect vertical copy, and move here. Okay, our hamburger almost ready. Now we need to take again rectangle tool, and we need to create a rectangle 588 to 290. Move here. Now guys, colors, no matter, you can take for now any colors. Now select these two corners and we need to write here 215. Now select these two corners and round them like that. Okay, our hamburger is ready. Now let's fix some details like that. And now I'm going to add highlights, shadows, and create gradient mesh. It will be not easy tutorial, so you need to be ready to work hard. Okay, I think now it's good. And the last one, let's take white color and ellipse tool and draw here and write here 18 to 29. Okay, Now let's go to Effect, Distort and Transform. Select again Effect, Distort and Transform, and Free Distort. And make like this, okay. Object, Expand Appearance. Let's make it a little wider and let it be here. Okay, the hamburger is ready. Now guys, will be very hard work with mesh tool, with gradient mesh. And now we need to take this color for this shape and go to Effect, Create Gradient Mesh, 4 and 4 here, okay. And now you need to decide where will be your sun. My sun will be here, so this side will be darker. I need to take this color and to create the shadow here. So guys, I can show you here only the process and a little to explain you how I work here. So now I'm going to show you slowly, but a little lately I'm going to show you pretty fast process. Now I take mesh tool and add some extra lines. They will help me to create more interesting gradient on my hamburger, like this. So guys, this work I would say not for beginners, because you need to understand how to create with mesh tool. I can just show you how I work, and now you can learn only with watch this tutorial. So we need here a lot of use of brown colors to create a realistic view of this hamburger. So now I just take colors which I create for this hamburger and move them straight to the point where I think that color will be look good. And now guys, I'm going to show you my process, and in some places I will be explain my actions. Well guys, the gradient mesh is ready. As you see, it was not easy work. Now we need ellipse tool with white color, and let's rotate it and move here. Now go to Effect, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and we need to select here pixels which will be the best for this shape. Let's look. Now let's change here transparency to maybe 20, 15, 25, so you need to play with transparency. And of course you need to play with Gaussian blur to create more realistic highlight. So now I'm playing with transparency. I don't like it. Let's change the shape size, I think like this, and let's move here. Now let's take Gaussian blur again and let's make the bigger size here. Okay, for now let it be like this, but later I'm going to back to highlight. Let's take this color for the salad and again go to object, create gradient mesh 4 to 4. Okay, and again I'm going to play with gradient here to create soft view of my hamburger, to make it look sweet, tasty and good looking. And guys, you need to play with points, mesh tool, you need to move points, and the same here. I'm going to add here pink color to create a more soft view here. It's not easy work, as I'm already said. Okay, I can just show you my process because here you need pretty good skills to work with gradient mesh, and it's okay that at first time you can't do it. Now here I'm copy and paste the tomato and move here. Now let's move these shapes a little down. And now let's play with cheese. We need to take this color, again gradient mesh, and I'm going to add some extra lines here, and let's take this dark orange color to create more realistic view of my cheese. So you see, with help of this color I can create more interesting view. And of course you need every time move the points to change the place of your gradient on your shape. Again, this not simple work, guys. Okay, the cheese is great. Now I'm going to add some highlights. Let's take light yellow color and pen tool and draw here this shape. Okay, and go to effect, blur, Gaussian blur, and let's play with blur here. Okay, the options, guys, here depends of your artboard size. And now copy and paste this shape, and let's change here Gaussian blur to these options. And okay, and I need to take gradient here. I need to take white color in the center, and here black color, and here the same black color. I need classical black color here, and here screen. And now here transparency, let it be 50. Okay, pretty good. Now let's select all these shapes and this one and send them to front. Okay, pretty good highlight. And now I'm going to change here highlight to add some pixels to my Gaussian blur, and now I think it's more pretty. Let's change here transparency to maybe 20, 25. Yes, I think now it's great. And now let's create the highlight here. I need to take this yellow color and again pen tool and create here highlight like this. The highlights is very important thing here because it adds more realistic view to our hamburger. Okay, and here I'm going to change Gaussian options and here maybe 70 transparency. Okay, and now let's again take pen tool and white color and add one more, draw one more highlight. Okay, and take black and white gradient, here white, in the end black, like this, and here opacity screen. And effect blur, Gaussian blur, and again you need to play with option till you see the realistic view of your highlight, like this. Now you see the cheese like glowing. Okay, and let's take the meat, and the same here. I need to create gradient mesh, 3 to 3, let it be so, or 4 to 4, better, yeah. Okay, and now let's take this color and add some highlights here, and now dark brown color, and now I add shadows here. Okay, I like it. A little up some points, and now it's more interesting. And the same here, let's take this color and create gradient mesh, 4 to 4, okay. And let's take this color and add it here. Okay. And add some colors here. Okay, I like the hamburger. Let's move these shapes a little down. Now let's take this color and add the color on the top of this gradient mesh. Okay, I think it's pretty. And now let's add some colors here. Okay, but guys, that's not all. We need to add shadows to create again more realistic view. But I'm going to add here some more colors like this. And now let's move this shape here, bring to front, and copy and paste it. Now select this shape, create gradient mesh, 3 to 3, okay. Let's add some light brown color to these points. Okay. And now let's add some here. I don't need white places. Okay, let's select this shape and let's take this color. Go to opacity, multiply, and move this shape to front. Move here. Again, let's move this shape to front. And now let's select this shadow, effect, blur, Gaussian blur, and I need here I think these options, and here let it be 50%. Okay, now copy and paste this shadow and change the options of Gaussian blur like that. Okay, and move the second shadow a little closer to this white shape. Now select all three shapes, group them, and now let's make it smaller or stay like this as you like. And now you can place these shapes in any place you like more. You can rotate it, you can reflect it. Okay, I think now it's pretty. And now I need green color and ellipse tool, and I'm going to create shadows for my hamburger. Let's select these shapes and bring them to front. Take this one, make it smaller, and now effect, blur, Gaussian blur, play with options, move it up, and now make it a little wider. So guys, it's not easy job, I know it, but you asked me more hard tutorial, so I decided it will be this tutorial. Okay, and now I need to make it a little wider. I'm going to show you this shadow step by step, and here Gaussian blur a little more, but next shadow will be more faster. Now copy and paste this shadow, move the copy a little up and Gaussian blur a little smaller, like that. So we need here two shadows, one a little smoother, the second not so smooth, and move make opacity multiply for these two shadows. Okay, and now move a little up like that. Okay, and here you can again select multiply, make it a little wider or longer. Okay, so guys, the shadow means a lot. Here the highlights mean a lot here. So you need to work here with shadows, Gaussian blur, highlights, well, mesh tool. It's pretty hard. Now I think the shadow is pretty cool. Let it be more shorter, like that, and a little down maybe. Let's make like this, and now a little up. Every time you need to play with shadow, up, down, bigger, smaller, to see how it will be looks better. Now let's create here ellipse. Take gradient, line gradient, here yellow color, and here let it be screen, and effect, blur, Gaussian blur, here maybe like this. Okay, and select this shadow, this highlight, and transparency let it be 50. And now let's make the copy. Hold Alt and move it here. You can transform, reflect, vertical copy. Okay, sorry, copy, not copy. Okay. Well, now I think I copy this shadow and move it down. And now I need to move all these shapes to front, and this shadow will be this one. A little play with shadow like that. Now I'm going to create shadow for my tomatoes. I need this color and pen tool, and draw for their shadow shape like this, and this gradient here, that color, and multiply. And now again I need to move all these shapes to front. Select this shadow, effect, blur, Gaussian blur, play with Gaussian blur, and voila, the shadow is ready. And the same here. Well guys, now select this highlight and change transparency to 70, and here copy and paste this shape, move here, and here I need white color, and here black color, and let's change opacity, Gaussian blur here like that. And here I want to change white color to black, and here screen, of course, and Gaussian blur let it be a little smaller. Okay, I like it more, and the same here. Change white color to black, Okay, and now let's make it a little wider, like this. Okay, and add here some dark green color on to these points, like this, and the same like this. Okay, and now I think the shadows are pretty. Now I need to add shadow here. I need to take brown color and pen tool and to draw here the shape like my cheese here, but pretty thin shape like this. And now let's change opacity to multiply, and again we need to move all shapes to front, like this. Okay, now let's take this shape and go take again direct selection tool, and you can round this corner a little, and now go to effect, blur, Gaussian blur, and here I think maybe like that. No, let's change the Gaussian blur. So guys, it's a very creative process, but very interesting. And let's create shadow here. I take this color and send background and this shape to back, and again I'm going to play with Gaussian blur to create realistic shadow here. Okay, now let's take again ellipse tool and send background the ellipse to back, liner gradient, in the middle brown and white color in the ends, and again play with Gaussian blur, and like that copy and paste this shadow and make it shorter, move it to center, copy and paste this shadow, make it shorter like that. Okay, make this shadow longer and more deep, because here no sun and here our sun. So guys, it's pretty interesting to challenge you and to play with Gaussian blur, mesh tool, highlights. Well guys, our hamburger is ready. And how do you like it? It was hard? Well guys, that's all for today. Hope you like my tutorial. If yes, give me a like and subscribe, and see you in the next tutorials. Bye bye guys. Mwah.